Many people have come up to us and say, oh, you know, you shouldn't be so open about this. You guys, you talk about the ruling elite and the global banks and the banking system in America and how corrupt it is. And, oh, you shouldn't be talking about it. You should be in hiding. You should be in secret. You should be in covert mode. And we feel that's exactly opposite of what you really should do. We are not the criminals here. We are this is righteousness. This is speaking out in spirit and in truth, righteousness, and do it boldly. We feel that the elite, the devil is going to respect you if you come at him with action. He is not going to respect you if you cower away. That's actually going to embolden him. But when you stand up against him and you say, we are not going to be part of this, and we are going to make a stand, that is the thing that's going to make those global elite pull back. And we're hoping to waken people up.
Yeah, our philosophy is open and overt versus anonymous and covert. The more people that you pull to what you're doing and you're doing it openly, the elites are going to fear that. They're going to fear your action, and they're going to wonder, well, how can we stop this if so many people are so open about it? We can't just take them out. If you're anonymous and you're covert about it and you're coming in here with your face covered up when you're doing your stuff and you're masking your voice or you're hiding what you're doing, you're a lot easier for the elites to take out because nobody knows who you are to begin with. If the elites try to take us out, people are going to start pointing fingers and wondering, hey, where did these guys go? Because they're open and overt about what they're doing.
Yeah, take action. That's really a good analogy is America, the world. We are the 300 million. We are the 7 billion pound gorilla. Billion pound. There's 7 billion of us. Pound gorilla. If the elite, who is only, you're talking about a group, probably a couple hundred, maybe a couple thousand. This isn't the 99 versus 1%. This is the 1% of 1% of 1% versus the rest of us. So they're a bunch of ants. We are the 7 billion pound gorilla. We're the thing that should be feared around here. So get other people involved. Wake them up. Show them the facts. There's a lot of information out there on YouTube and on other websites, and there's a lot of great people. We suggest Gerald Celente, Peter Schiff, Alex Jones,
Max Kaiser.
Max Kaiser's awesome. Look at those different guys, and there's a whole bunch of them who are talking about this stuff, bringing up these very facts, and this could be a very scary time. It could be a very dangerous time. We actually think that there could be staged terror attacks where the global elites have planned these staged terror attacks and they execute them. Why? Well, they want the war with Iran, and we're going to be talking about that in future episodes. And look at how in the news, there's always something about Iran now.
Well, they want the bank holiday too. And this is, again, you talk about, well, staged terror attacks or staged events, and you're kind of scratching your head at it. Look at the Fast and the Furious. In our view, that was a staged terror attack by the ruling elite.
Yeah, exactly. And MF Global. What were they trying to go after in the Fast and Furious? Well, they were clearly trying to get it to where semi-automatic black rifles are illegal. They do not want you to have an AR-15. They do not want you to have weapons that you could have, that the normal citizen could have, to rise against them. So what they tried to do was to show how this way of getting firearms through a gun show and then filtering them through Mexico, and oh, look at how the Mexicans are getting through the gun shows and such, and then oh, we got to make a law. We got to stop this from happening. And so we got to make a law against the AR-15s and get them outlawed. And it actually bit them where it hurts the most. Oh, yeah. It came right up behind them, and people found out about it. The information about it was brought to the public, and then it found out that Eric Holder, the Attorney General of the United States of America, was lying. And that came out in the congressional hearing, and being open and honest, those are the things that brings these guys out. And then we have the truth. They have a lie. And what's the movie where the guy says, I think it was the movie JFK, which was a big conspiracy theory movie, people are suckers for the truth. And it's true, yeah. Thankfully. Yeah. People are. When you bring enough evidence, when you bring enough truth, people love the truth. And they are going to follow the truth. And look at MF Global. Yeah. When you look at the MF Global scandal, look at who was targeted. Commodity traders, farmers, people with food, with tangible assets, and they just wanted to rip them off, wanted to steal right from them. Why did they want us to go without food? It's those tangible assets. They don't want you ready for this thing coming.
It's all about control at this point in time, and the ruling elites and the global elites, the banking elites, they want control. They figure if they can exercise control over you and over me, then we'll just fall into line and we'll do what they want. Now again, mind you, we're not telling you what to believe, we're not telling you how to believe, and we're not conspiracy theory chasers. We're just doing research on what we find to be interesting and where we see indicators that we're going to have this economic meltdown, that we're going to have a bank holiday, and that we're going to have a war with Iran. And we're kind of following it to the logical conclusion based on research and based on what we've seen in history.
Yeah, I guess you could say we're a little bit into conspiracy theory. I mean, all conspiracy facts start with conspiracy theory.
Sure.
So you have to start somewhere. But being the NDAA came out and all these different actions through Congress, and now you have the war with Iran, and you have the price of gold. The price of gold alone is $1,600 an ounce. If that is not the, that is, to the human body, that'd be like 107-degree temperature. There is something wrong. If that isn't enough fact for you, I don't know what is. But since we're on the subject of gold, let's talk about silver today. What do we got here?
Well, one of the things that we feel is important to do, and we've done, is invested in silver and gold coins and bars. And we're saying to invest in these versus stocking this greenback away in the bank, and I'll tell you why. Whenever one of these greenbacks is printed by the Federal Reserve System, you and I pay interest on it. So we have, as taxpayers, paid interest on this greenback note that was printed by the Federal Reserve. And the more of this greenback note that gets printed and flooded into the economy, the less it's worth. And the government or the ruling elite does this by design. They want to be able to control the currency in the paper form. When you go and invest in these silver and gold coins and bars, there's no interest paid on it. This backs itself. What you pay for is what you get. There's not a certificate that backs this, because I've gone and bought the actual coin that this is an American Silver Eagle 1 ounce silver coin. At the present time, this is about $30 an ounce. So I've got about $30 worth of silver right here in my hand in this coin, and about $30 in this bar. This says that it's worth $1, but if I actually go and value it, it's probably worth 60 cents or 50 cents. And the paper costs more than the dollar. So you want to make sure that in your preparedness for the meltdown, that you've got these tangible gold and silver coins. If you've invested in gold and silver through a bank and they've issued a certificate, I would encourage you to go and get rid of that certificate and get the actual gold and silver, because when the bank holiday comes, the gold and silver that's backing the certificate that you currently have is going to be gone, and your certificate is going to be worth less than the paper that it's printed on.
Through history, these have always been worth something. Silver and gold, look back in Genesis. I believe it's Genesis chapter 3. I'll double check that. God talks about Adam and Eve, the Garden of Eden. It has gold and onyx in it. It has been gold has been money for 6,000 years, and in every society, every society
yeah.
has pointed straight to silver and gold. That is the thing that's worth the money. Now, not only that, there's copper.
Yeah.
There's
you've got all sorts of precious metals, but keep in mind too, even a lot of societies today still use gold and silver as a dowry for a wedding. And why is that? It's because if the husband dies, the wife has something tangible, gold or silver, put away to be able to survive on. And people may think that that's a backward society, or that's third world, but guess what? When third world comes to America, you're going to be glad that you've got that tangible gold or silver.
Yeah. I was working at a soup kitchen recently, and a guy pulled me aside, and he was poor, and he pulled me aside and showed me his pickup truck, which was all beat up and such, but he had all kinds of different metal bars and all kinds of different things that he had pulled out of the wash. And he was saying how he'd like my help to get a program with the city going that helps people get down to the wash and have transport to be able to work down there. And there, he says there's all kinds of metals back there. And if you do not have the silver, if you do not have the precious metal, those are the different things that you are going to be forced to go scavenger for throughout society and go sell it to the different plants, the different mills, the recycle centers and such for money or for food. They'll have food down there. Well, if you come in and cash in a certain amount of steel or iron or bronze or copper, well, we'll give you this for it. You know, that's what society is going to be based on. It's going to be based on metals. It has always been. It's about mining. This is going to be money, and prepare yourself. If you can, you think about it, $30 today. What they're saying, well, with an ounce, I've talked to different miners and such myself, and they say, well, if you get an ounce of gold a day, you're doing pretty good when you're actually doing it full time. An ounce of gold a day, if you could mine that. Well, $1,600 a day, that would be good mining.
That's awesome, yeah.
$30, well, that's, if you have a silver mine and you're able to get that amount, I don't think that's really profitable. But if you're hauling in enough of them, and when this could, some people say, well, it's $30 now, it could go up to $300, it could go up to $500, it could go up to $1,000, maybe more, we don't know. Well, then it's really worth something. And everyone says that, maybe not everyone, but most people say that the New World Order, that the global elites are going to back the new currency, the one world currency, with gold. And so that asset is the very thing. And why are they going to do that? Well, because they are manipulating it to where they are getting all of it. We don't know what's in Fort Knox. We really don't know what's going on with all these bank bailouts and what they're doing with it. We do know that there is gold movement going on around the world, India, China, but we think that the global elite is behind it, and they are going to get it to where they own it all. And remember, if you have gold or silver, you are the boss. You are the boss of them. This is the stuff that they want. This is the stuff that they are after. So if we could talk to the Occupy Wall Streeters real quick, if you want to tell them what to do, if you really want to hurt them and hurt their business and hurt their companies, you start buying up this stuff, and then you are the boss. You are the boss of them.
Right now, JP Morgan Chase is in a little bit of a panic because they're short on tangible silver. They've got plenty of certificates that they'll issue any sucker that'll go in and say, I want a certificate for silver or gold. But they are in a panic because they're short on the actual tangible silver that they need to be able to operate and back some of the things that they promised to their customers. In the Bible, there's this golden rule. And in the Bible, the golden rule is do unto others as you would have done unto yourself. But in the financial world, the golden rule is he who has the gold makes the rules. And this right here, in that light, makes me a rule maker. I'm the boss right now because I have this tangible asset that they can't get their hands on.
See you next time.